When it comes to smoking and vaping, the debate over which is more harmful has been raging for years. Many believe that vaping is the safer alternative, but is that really the case? Today, we'll break down the facts to determine which one is actually killing you faster. Stick around till the end, because the results might shock you. Cigarettes have long been considered one of the deadliest habits in the world. With millions of deaths each year, it's no surprise that smoking is often referred to as a silent killer. But what makes smoking so dangerous? The main culprit is the combustion process. When you light a cigarette, it burns the tobacco, releasing thousands of harmful chemicals into your body. These chemicals, such as tar, carbon monoxide, and over 70 known carcinogens, are responsible for the majority of smoking-related diseases. The tar in cigarettes coats the lungs, causing irreversible damage and reducing lung function. This damage leads to chronic conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, emphysema, and, of course, lung cancer. Cigarettes also contribute significantly to cardiovascular problems. Smoking increases the risk of heart disease, strokes, and peripheral artery disease, primarily due to the effect of nicotine and carbon monoxide on your blood vessels. Over time, this results in a gradual breakdown of your body's ability to function normally. The dangers of smoking are felt almost immediately. When you inhale cigarette smoke, the harmful chemicals enter your bloodstream within seconds, spreading through your body and causing damage to vital organs. This rapid damage is one of the reasons smoking is so deadly. It doesn't take years of smoking to feel its impact. The process is gradual but inevitable, leading to a shorter lifespan and more debilitating health conditions. Even though quitting smoking can reverse some of the damage, the risks remain elevated long after you quit. Former smokers still have a higher risk of developing lung cancer and heart disease compared to non-smokers, though quitting does significantly improve health outcomes over time. Cigarettes don't just affect your lungs. Smoking is linked to a range of diseases and conditions, including mouth, throat, and pancreatic cancers, as well as infertility and complications in pregnancy. It also weakens the immune system, making it more difficult for your body to fight infections. Smokers are more susceptible to colds, the flu, and more serious diseases like pneumonia. Perhaps one of the most tragic aspects of smoking is that it harms not only the smoker, but also those around them. Secondhand smoke can cause respiratory issues and increase the risk of heart disease for non-smokers, especially in children. The devastating effects of smoking reach far beyond the individual, creating a public health crisis that affects millions worldwide. In recent years, vaping has gained popularity as a so-called safer alternative to smoking. Unlike cigarettes, which involve burning tobacco, vaping uses an e-cigarette to heat a liquid that contains nicotine, flavorings, and other chemicals, which is then inhaled as vapor. Vaping quickly became a popular choice for smokers who were looking for a way to reduce harm without quitting nicotine altogether. While vaping doesn't produce the same harmful tar or carbon monoxide that cigarettes do, it still carries significant risks. The liquid used in e-cigarettes, e-liquid or vape juice, contains chemicals like propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, which, when heated, can produce toxic byproducts. The long-term effects of inhaling these chemicals are still being studied, but researchers have already identified potential risks, including lung irritation, inflammation, and even the development of lung diseases. While vaping is far less harmful than smoking, it is still not without risks. Vapers are still exposed to nicotine, which is addictive and can lead to various health issues, including elevated blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. The nicotine in e-cigarettes is particularly concerning because it can easily lead to addiction, which can keep people vaping long-term and potentially escalate their health risks. There's also the concern about the chemicals used to flavor vape juices. Many of these chemicals, like diacetyl, have been linked to respiratory diseases such as popcorn lung, a condition that causes permanent damage to the lungs. Although vaping is not as dangerous as smoking, the use of certain chemicals in e-cigarettes can still cause serious health problems over time. On the flip side, vaping is significantly safer than smoking in terms of exposure to toxic chemicals. Public Health England has stated that vaping is at least 95% less harmful than smoking, making it a much better option for smokers who are unable or unwilling to quit. For smokers, switching to vaping can lead to substantial health improvements, such as better lung function and reduced risk of heart disease. However, this doesn't mean vaping is completely safe. It's important to understand that while it's less harmful than smoking, vaping is not without risks, especially for non-smokers, young people, and those who use e-cigarettes alongside smoking traditional cigarettes. Vaping has gained significant popularity among teenagers and young adults, which has raised serious concerns. Many teens see vaping as a harmless or even trendy activity, unaware of the potential risks. Studies have shown that young people who vape are more likely to begin smoking traditional cigarettes later on, which perpetuates the cycle of nicotine addiction. Vaping is also dangerous for non-smokers. People who have never smoked but start vaping are at risk of developing a nicotine addiction, which can lead to lifelong health issues. Additionally, the long-term health effects of inhaling flavored e-liquids are still not fully understood, leaving room for potential future health crises as more data is gathered. At the heart of both smoking and vaping is nicotine. Nicotine is a highly addictive substance that alters brain chemistry, making quitting both smoking and vaping incredibly difficult. The addiction to nicotine drives people to continue smoking or vaping, despite knowing the risks. Nicotine causes the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of pleasure. This is why people become addicted to smoking or vaping, as the body begins to crave the pleasurable sensation that nicotine provides. Over time, this leads to physical dependence, making it harder to quit. But the addiction to nicotine is only part of the story. Nicotine also raises the heart rate and increases blood pressure, which contributes to the long-term risks of heart disease, stroke, and other cardiovascular problems. When we think about smoking and vaping, we often focus on the health risks, but it's also essential to consider the financial costs associated with these habits. Smoking is an expensive habit. In the United States, the average price of a pack of cigarettes is approximately $6.50, though this can be much higher in states with steep tobacco taxes. A smoker who goes through a pack a day can easily spend over $2,000 annually on cigarettes alone. Over the course of a lifetime, this number can skyrocket to tens of thousands of dollars spent on smoking. But the costs don't stop there. Smoking-related diseases result in billions of dollars in medical expenses and lost productivity each year. Smokers are more likely to need medical treatment for lung cancer, heart disease, and respiratory issues, leading to higher healthcare costs. In addition, smoking-related illnesses contribute to lost workdays and premature death, both of which have significant economic consequences. Vaping is often considered a cheaper alternative to smoking. While the initial investment in an e-cigarette device may be higher, the ongoing costs of vaping tend to be lower. The cost of vape juice is generally less than the cost of a pack of cigarettes, and one bottle of e-liquid can last a smoker several days or even weeks. For smokers trying to quit, switching to vaping could save money in the short term, while providing a less harmful alternative. However, it's important to note that vaping can still be costly over time. The price of e-cigarette devices, as well as the ongoing purchase of vape juices, can add up, especially for those who use premium e-liquids or vape frequently. But compared to the ongoing costs of smoking, vaping tends to be more affordable, especially for those trying to reduce harm while still using nicotine. Nonetheless, the true cost of smoking and vaping extends beyond financial concerns. Both habits contribute to long-term health problems, and the cost of treating these health conditions is substantial. The best way to save money in the long run is to quit both smoking and vaping altogether. The global debate surrounding smoking and vaping has been significantly influenced by public policy and government regulation. Many countries have imposed heavy taxes on cigarettes and restricted smoking in public places, aiming to reduce smoking rates and protect public health. These measures have been effective in many places, and smoking rates have steadily declined over the past few decades. However, despite these efforts, smoking remains one of the leading causes of preventable deaths worldwide. On the other hand, vaping has largely been unregulated in many regions, leading to concerns about the safety and quality of vaping products. Because vaping is relatively new, there is still a lack of comprehensive regulation in some areas. This lack of regulation can lead to inconsistencies in product quality, as well as unregulated chemicals in e-liquids, which can increase health risks. Additionally, some e-cigarette manufacturers may use misleading marketing tactics, especially targeting younger people, which has raised public concern. In countries where vaping is well regulated, such as the UK, public health authorities have endorsed it as a harm reduction strategy for smokers. However, in the US, regulations surrounding vaping vary significantly from state to state. Some states have imposed age restrictions and flavor bans, while others have implemented stricter regulations on e-cigarette marketing. Stricter, more uniform regulations could ensure safer products and help protect the public from the potential risks of vaping. Education and public awareness campaigns are crucial in addressing the risks of smoking and vaping. In the United States, the Truth Campaign has been one of the most successful anti-smoking efforts in history, using compelling messaging and graphic ads to raise awareness about the dangers of smoking. Similar campaigns on GDK in potential risks of vaping, particularly for non-smokers and young people. It's important to create a balanced message that acknowledges vaping's potential benefits as a harm reduction tool for smokers, while also highlighting its risks. This will help guide people toward making informed choices about their health. Public health campaigns should focus on encouraging smokers to quit altogether, and for those who switch to vaping, it should emphasize that quitting nicotine is the ultimate goal. So, which one is truly killing you faster? Smoking or vaping? The answer is clear. Smoking is far more dangerous and deadly. Cigarettes contain thousands of harmful chemicals, many of which are carcinogenic, and they cause life-threatening diseases like cancer, heart disease, and respiratory problems. Smoking kills millions of people each year, and the damage it causes is often irreversible. Vaping, while not without its own risks, is significantly less harmful than smoking. The main risk of vaping comes from the nicotine and the chemicals used in e-liquids. But studies have shown that vaping is at least 95% less harmful than smoking. For smokers who are struggling to quit, vaping can serve as an effective harm reduction tool, helping them reduce their exposure to harmful chemicals while still addressing nicotine addiction. However, it's important to remember that vaping is not risk-free. The long-term effects of vaping are still being studied, and it remains unclear how harmful it will be in the decades to come. The best course of action is to quit nicotine altogether. For smokers, quitting smoking and vaping is the only surefire way to eliminate the risks associated with both. Whether you choose to quit smoking by switching to vaping or through other methods, the ultimate goal should always be to quit nicotine completely. The sooner you quit, the better your chances of reversing some of the damage done by smoking. Quitting smoking is challenging, but with the right support, it's entirely possible. There are a variety of tools available to help smokers quit, including nicotine replacement therapies like patches, gum and lozenges, counseling, and support groups. If you are considering quitting, the key is to stay committed to your goal. The benefits of quitting smoking are well worth the effort, and the rewards are significant. Better health, improved quality of life, and a longer lifespan. And for those who are already vaping, it's crucial to have a plan to quit nicotine entirely, as even vaping comes with its own set of risks. The most important thing to remember is that you have the power to make a change. Whether you're a smoker looking to quit, a vapor trying to reduce your nicotine intake, or a non-smoker concerned about the rise of vaping, the knowledge you gain today can help guide you toward a healthier, nicotine-free future. Both smoking and vaping carry risks, but there is always hope. By making informed decisions and seeking support, you can take control of your health and live a longer, healthier life. The bottom line is simple. Smoking kills faster. Vaping is less harmful, but still not safe. The ultimate goal should be to quit nicotine entirely, for your health, your future, and the well-being of those around you.